I have here in my hands another package of comic books. There is a manga. Or is it manga comic books? That's a complicated subject, but the main reason I got those, I happened across this amazing video by Matt, and that's Matttt, and it's called How Manga Broke the US Comic Book Industry. I'm going to post a link below. It's an amazing documentary. If you have any interest at all about like how manga came into the American marketplace, like definitely watch it. He has interviews with the original creators, details from the very beginnings. It's longer, yes, but it is really, really good. Anyways, that's what honestly caused me to get these, and they're nothing crazy expensive, but I thought I'd get into it. But it got me thinking. It's like, and a month ago, if you were to ask me who are the best known comic industry professionals out of Calgary, well, Todd McFarlane, of course, that automatically comes to mind. So, all around super nice guy. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, president of Image Comics. He's the creator of Spawn, amazing Spider-Man and Hulk runs. Just, yeah, beyond a doubt. You might think of also Fiona Staples, who's like the co-owner and artist behind Saga. John Byrne, but he did move here when he was like 8, and he's very well known. One person didn't think in that way is Toren Smith. It's amazing how important Toren Smith was to the adoption of manga in the American marketplace, especially through comics. Basically, Toren Smith founded Studio Proteus. And what they did, he actually went to Japan. There's a crazy story about that. Like the dude actually lived with a lot of the creators of Studio Gainax way back when. In Gunbuster, there's a character named Toren Smith who's based on Toren Smith. It's just like his influence is incredible now. Sadly, he passed away a while ago, but it got me thinking, like Studio Proteus, like how many of my favorite comics have this little SP, which is Studio Proteus right there in the bottom corner. And not only with that, mainly you know it through Dark Horse, but it actually started out with Eclipse Comics, right? So, as you can see, Dark Horse, Studio Proteus, the little SP down at the bottom. One of my personal favorites of all time, Studio Proteus, Gunsmith Cats. Another one of my personal favorites. Again, this was through Eclipse, and then Eclipse basically went bankrupt, I think in the late 80s, early 90s. This one's like, I love Oh My Goddess, of course, but when you think about it, or what I found out was that Toren actually guaranteed the success of Oh My Goddess. Dark Horse did not want to publish this. They didn't think it would sell. You had to sign off. If they lost money on it, Studio Proteus would cover any losses for Oh My Goddess. Now, they wound up making a whole bunch of money on it, of course, but it just goes to show you like the amount of impact Studio Proteus and Toren Smith had. Studio Proteus wasn't just like a translator, and Toren himself did a lot of the translation work, of course, but it was a packager. So it would take the Japanese manga, translate it, flip it from left or right to left to left to right. So standard comic format. And a lot of people say, oh, you should, like, I was there in the 80s. I'm going to tell you, like, if like graphic novels weren't even a thing until the late 80s, with Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen really kind of propelled that whole genre. And comics had gone to the distributor, direct distribution at that point. So you're looking at comic shops. No comic shop would have taken on your traditional tankobon manga book, right? It's just, if it was going to make it, it had to be as a comic, and it had to be left to right, because there was no shop in the 80s that was going to do a book reading from right to left. They just didn't sell books. They sold comics, right? Here's another one, Studio Proteus, 3x3 eyes. Love it as well. And my favorite, again, Studio Protos. That's Ghost in the Shell 1. Like, how important is that work? Amazing. And again, brought over. So Studio Protos, what they did, the translation, they flipped it. They flipped it from the original artwork. Toren actually hired somebody to provide new sound effects and literally create Americanized sound effects. So it wasn't just kanji, it was like boom or whatever, right? So anyway, if you go watch that video with Matt with 4Ts, yeah, mind blowing. So really, I gotta like, how important is Toren Smith to the comic industry? Like, just, you forget. Now, when I open these, I don't want to attribute Dirty Pair, because that's what they are. They're Dirty Pair comics. But just to Toren Smith, because it wasn't. Like, he got the licensing, and that's a whole other story in itself. Like, how many other American creators have done original stories with Japanese characters? Like, think about this hard. Normally, it's just you're bringing over the work, you're translating it, it's maintained the original format. That's it, right? I don't want to attribute these specifically, like the full creation, to Toren Smith. That's not fair, because it's really, he might have had something to do with the scripting on the Dirty Pair, but a lot of it was Adam Warren, who basically started as a very young, maybe 20 when he started those. Anyway, I'm going to open this bad boy and we'll go through it and I'll show you what I got. Okay, box is open and it was packed really, really professionally. Kudos to the sellers or seller. Anyway, I'm just going to show these one by one, and you're going to laugh when you see what I got, because it's basically none of these are really valuable. I'll put up prices after I show them. It was like less than $4 a book is what I got here. But let's start, shall we? So this is Dirty Pair 2. Number 1, and it's going to look like a magic trick, like I'm showing the exact same cover and over again, but I'm not. It's literally multiple copies of the same book. So that's 3rd copy, 4th copy, 5th copy, 6th copy, and these are all in like really good shape too. I talked to the seller. He didn't buy them originally. They came in a private collection, and he's just had them for years. So anyway, it's funny. Anyway, I'm not done. Let's keep going here. Okay, so this is also Dirty Pair number 2, and this I think is number 2 of 5. But so, oh, sorry, 1st copy, 2nd copy. So only 2 of those. All right, still not done. Now is where the real fun begins. So this is just the original Dirty Pair, issue 2 of 4, Eclipse Comics again. Again, these are in like almost brand new shape. So here we go. Boom. That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you think this is a magic trick, it's not. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 copies. Now, it may sound funny, but somebody went hard on the Dirty Pair here. So it's like, but again, just beautiful shape. And these are what? I think they were like 1989, something like that. So they're getting on for age. I'll have to buy some new bags. But there you go. There's my latest comic acquisition. Here's the prices that I paid for on eBay, and as you can see, like really cheap, like less, each one of these was less than the price of a new comic. But quite honestly, like I saw that video by Matttt, and I'm just thinking, man, how important was Toren Smith to the whole manga industry in America? And it just kind of blew my mind. It just to know that he's like a Calgarian, right? Again, it's just like boom. So anyway, there you have it. Go watch. Please go watch that documentary. It's amazing. There's my latest comic haul. Actually, there's more to come. Believe it or not, hasn't arrived yet, but love the Dirty Bear. That's all I'm gonna say. Talk to you later. Bye bye.